The following is a paid advertisement for Interview the Best, brought to you by the ALG.
If you or someone you know is having a tough time making ends meet or has to borrow money just to stay afloat, stay with me for the next 30 minutes. I will show you the only way to turn things around.
The cost of living has been steadily rising while wages have been falling. More and more people have been forced to sell their homes. Foreclosures are at an all-time high. Gas has set new records and is predicted to go even higher. Credit card debt is forcing more and more of us into bankruptcy. Too many of us are losing sleep, wondering how we're going to pay our bills. If you or someone you know is facing any of these problems, there is only one thing that will help: a job. And if you have a job but are still struggling, you need a raise or a better job. Unfortunately, no one has ever taught you how to find a job or how to interview to get the job. And something else you've never been taught: it doesn't matter how overqualified or underqualified you are. The person who interviews the best will always get the job. But now, there is one person who will finally teach you everything you need to know about the interview process and how to get your dream job.
Hi, I'm Alan Ladd. I was a recruiter for an executive search firm for over 20 years. I placed hundreds of candidates in all types of great jobs. I know what it takes to get a job. I also understand the frustrations of not having a job or sending out hundreds of resumes and getting very few responses. Interview the Best is the greatest investment you can make in your future and your children's future. Because hiring a debt consolidation company and taking out another mortgage on your home or borrowing money is not the solution to your problems. If all the get-rich-quick schemes you see on TV and hear on the radio really worked, we'd all be rich. Let's be honest. No one can predict what will happen in the stock market, the real estate market, or any other market for that matter. And if you need money, you don't need to gamble with what little you have. If you're having trouble paying your bills, there's only one thing that will permanently change your situation: a job.
I'm having emotional difficulties being out of work. My current situation is I've been unemployed for about a year and 2 months. I had one good interview after literally hundreds of applications. I've got my MBA and I've got a lot of experience. I've got a bachelor's in computer science. Here's my worries. Am I, after all this education experience, actually a failure?
I got a job right out of college, and I started in a big consulting company. I worked there for 2 years, and then I decided I wanted a career change. I got a lot of experience in the corporate world, but there was something more that I wanted. I wanted to go after my passions. I have about 2 months before it's time that I would really need to get a full-time job. It would be nice to know where to look to find really good jobs that don't pay $10 an hour, because, there's a lot of bills to pay.
I am unemployed. I have been looking for the last year. I can't seem to overcome the hurdle of the 4-year degree. It just is something that the managers require, and some of them won't even take a look at me because of that on my resume. While I was in high school, my mom had developed Alzheimer's at a young age. Things became more and more difficult at home, and it was decided amongst the family that I would stay close to home. Taking care of my mom was my priority, and I have gone on and gotten other education, but I never completed my 4-year degree. If somebody could teach me how to interview and how to overcome this objection of not having a 4-year degree, I would be so thrilled. My confidence would go through the roof.
Despite the economy, despite your qualifications or your frustrations finding a job, there are still jobs out there, good jobs. and Alan will show you exactly what you need to know and what you need to do to get that job.
I'm going to teach you what I taught every successful candidate that ever went out into the workplace: how to identify and communicate your strengths, and then take those strengths and make them relevant to the job that you're interviewing for.
In today's market, if you can't interview, it's almost impossible to land a job. Unfortunately, no one has ever taught you how to interview.
In all my classes that I ever had, I probably had a maximum of 1 to 2 hours where I had somebody come in and say, hey, you should actually work on your resume, but no kind of coaching, nothing.
Interview the Best is the first system designed to explain the interview process. In about an hour, you will learn everything you need to know so you can find and land a job.
It doesn't matter how overqualified or underqualified you are. The person that interviews the best will always get the job.
You'll send out fewer resumes and get more interviews. You'll have a newfound confidence when you walk in for the interview.
Very shortly into the interview, I can tell if they work with Interview the Best. It shines. It comes right out. They are prepared, they're confident.
You'll understand the interview process so you can separate yourself from the rest of the pack and rise to the top.
I kind of feel like I have the magic key, you know, it unlocks all these things that bring out the best in me.
Don't waste your time reading how to interview books or how to answer hundreds of interview questions. Alan Ladd will give you the inside track on how to interview and land the job.
Getting a job is about knowing your strengths and how they apply to the job that you're interviewing for.
And he'll do it in about an hour.
Next week, I have 3 interviews lined up, and I'm ready to hit them all.
Interview the Best makes a great gift for husbands, wives, sons, daughters, and is a perfect gift for the graduate.
Interview the Best is the best investment you're ever going to make in your child's future, okay? As a dad, I can tell you it has changed my son's life completely.
It covers everything you need to know about looking for a job, sending out resumes, and interviewing. And so much more. Alan Ladd will give you the insider's track to a successful job search.
You're going to learn 100 things on Interview the Best, but you may learn just one thing that is the difference between getting a job and not.
If I didn't use the tools that Alan gave me, I wouldn't have gotten that first position. I wouldn't have had that knowledge to be able to set myself apart from all those other candidates that had better experience in the industry.
It doesn't matter how overqualified or underqualified you are. The person who interviews the best will always get the job. On just one DVD in about an hour, Alan Ladd will teach you the secrets to successfully interviewing. Interview the Best is so effective, even if you have an interview tomorrow, no problem.
It's a funny thing, I got an interview on Monday and I am loaded for bear. I've got a lot of work to do, but I really know what to do now.
Interview the Best is only $29.95 plus shipping and handling. We'll even give you a quick reference guide so you won't forget any of the important tips you'll learn from the DVD.
I would trade in 5 years of schooling and what I paid for however much this program cost.
Alan, thank you very much. You helped me a great deal.
I just want to say thank you, Alan, so much for all you're doing, because you're going to really help us put our best foot forward.
I'm so grateful to you, and I can't wait to go out and get that next job and tell you all about it.
We're so sure that Interview the Best will help change your life. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So order now and get your dream job tomorrow.